Welcome to Elder Beast Chronicles in Vale Tudo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This is Professor Singh, and here is a session with me working with one of my proteges, Jamil Contreras. He is a wrestling regional placed competitor, #1, and a varsity wrestler in his high school. He's been studying with us since 2022. Here, you see us working and getting to the point where we are doing some pressure mounting. And my movement, he is quite adept due to my son Dante Singh's training in being able to defend himself against my attacks. Without transitions, I would not be able to stay with him. You see here that he kind of walked his way into an inverted triangle. And I am trying to set up a ground sweep as I deepen the triangle on his head and work to get a Kimura. At least it seems that way, but what I'm really trying to do is set up a ground throw. Hopefully that ground throw will get me into an armbar position, but he is quite strong, and so I set it up into a sweep and a transition into side control. From this position, I realize that I've been dominant, so I give a little space and watch what he does, and he's able to quickly adapt a sequence to get back into close guard. He's trying to set up an attack, and he does everything he's supposed to do except lift his hips to keep me from doing what I want to do, but I start to begin a pressure sequence for a pressure pass. He puts up a knee shield, beautiful knee shield, and he has a good grip at the top of my collar to control my head. His lessons are well learned. I'm trying to do a leg threading pressure pass, but he's able to resist it with very little effort and set himself up to get back to close guard, which is exactly how we train our students, and he did it with exemption, with exceptional grace. I now have to re-begin the guard passing sequence. He opens his guard willingly with another knee shield, and this time I go to a nice leg threading pressure pass to north and south. I want to go to side control, but this is impossible because he is so flexible and his defense and structure is so good. So I go into a Kimura move, and of course he gets out of that one and is able to escape, and pretty much this is in a position of dominance. He's able to actually get into do a sweep, perform a sweep, which is great. I now have to go into my sequence of open guard, which I have been working on diligently. He realizes he doesn't want to go into a deep pass and lose energy, so he begins a knee slice, and I'm able to counter it with leverage and momentum, get back into position. But he is so dangerous in his guard. He literally has an incredibly strong guard. He doesn't even have to go into close guard to handle me. This is a big change for him, and he actually gets me into an armbar position. I mean, it is beautiful the way he sets that up, and he sets it up into a sweep. He can't do any more with it. It's quite great maturity, and he sets it up into a sweep and a mount attack. I'm able to get the leg locked down, but that's about it. And I have to try now to work into a half guard that is going to be a benefit to me. But of course, he's trying to mount, and I'm literally working my butt off to try and keep him from doing that. I mean, he really does. And I realize I'm overexerting, over-tensing, and over-extending. So I must catch my breath and go into a position, which is the 5 Ps. The first is position, posture, and pressure. With that, and to settle down, I'm able to get in a leg lock. That is not all, though. From the leg lock, I have to now, he's putting on good arm pressure, and before he begins to get some really decent shoulder pressure, I begin to put pressure on him from the bottom. In this position, I do a perfect arm grip and a sleeve grip, and I'm able to sweep him. And this is where I'm able to do a high collar, and I try to pin that collar to the ground so he cannot get an advantage in this position, and I can get the advantage. I move my hips before he's able to move his. He has no control of my head, and I now have swept him into a half guard position. And I begin the attack, which is an attack to get the back. I get free, and I'm about ready to try to get this attack. I really want to go to the back, I remember, but he is able to stop it, and he's about ready to escape. And all I can really do is follow him and try to get an armbar from the Kimura grip I have. And I get that armbar, and I get that grip, and I begin it tensing down with a scissor across his head, which is kind of choking him because I got him by the knee on his throat. And I do bust open the arm, but I don't really have it until then. And it's mostly a choke and an armbar. We get back up, and I am a little spent, but I'm feeling good. And I have a plan. I'm going to change levels. I'm going to go into my gripping. I get the gripping going. I get my sequence, and I push him forward, expecting him to push back. And when he does, I do a sacrifice throw to get back into guard, to get my last points. And this ends up in this way. I must say that this was an exciting and thoroughly enjoyable session and sequential roll with him. We are drilling, but it is a beautiful drill. He has mastered so much. It's great to train here.